Seriously.
Hello, everyone out there. How are we doing this evening? Welcome to another wild and crazy installment of the original Drink and Draw Social Club. This evening, we're here with our special guest, no one.
I mean, we're all special in our own ways, right, Ben? I mean,
well, some more than others, but yes.
We all haven't been together in a while, so this is kind of special, isn't it? I mean,
It is. It's like the reunion episode.
We're special guesting ourselves.
Wow. How did that happen?
Perfect.
Dan?
I did it a lot more when I was young.
Have you learned a new trick?
I've learned a new trick.
Oh.
What is it?
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh, nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah. I'm going to make people dizzy.
How come it's just me and Jeff that get swapped?
It's the Johnsons.
It's
I
Johnson and Johnson.
always have to be in the center.
Yeah.
Do you want to be in the center? No.
The center square,
You got your wish.
like Whoopi Goldberg.
Or Ruth Buzzy.
Paul Lynn,
Exactly.
the greatest center square of all time.
We can name more people that most people watching have never heard of.
Joe, your mic's a little bit low.
Is it? Hang on.
Yeah.
Like a baritone.
If you can, if you have enough equipment over there, if you.
Oh, I could.
Yep.
It's
Bring
just
your
far
sound
away.
guy in.
How's that?
Much
Oh,
better.
that's
That's powerful.
delightful. So, anyone get some new drink and draw swag this week?
Pardon?
Did anyone get any new drink and draw swag this week?
Not. I see
That's
you're
what the kids say. Damn,
Oh.
swag.
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 I see you're rocking the Albert Dorn shirt.
I am rocking the
Man,
album.
that's a powerful
Isn't
shirt.
it beautiful. It's beautiful. Look at those eyes. They stare into your soul.
It's hypnotic.
It's soft. It's comfortable. It's everything you could want in a t-shirt.
Really?
Really? Is it really good? Should I spend some money on this stuff?
You know what? If you don't want to spend some money, Joe, I'll order it for you.
No, I don't want that.
I'm willing to throw my own money behind my
I don't need your
celebrity
sympathy.
endorsement.
I don't need your sympathy order because if it's not good, I'm still not going to wear it. Doesn't matter who buys it.
That's a valid point. But you got to ask yourself, would I be wearing it if it was uncomfortable?
No.
After a few weeks ago, yeah, you probably,
The beatdown I gave you, Ben? Maybe.
yeah. You're
I have to say, Ben,
yeah. Go ahead, Jeff, before I say something stupid.
The sweatshirt that you sent me a while ago, it looks great, but I have no idea how well it wears because my wife stole it.
That happens.
The hoodie one? The hoodie one wears great.
I know, it looks awesome.
Very
All the
small.
time.
Yeah. It looks super comfortable. She's very happy in it.
Yeah, I wear it all the time. Like people look like I walk by people and for a second they think I'm a badass because the logo looks like kind of like a motorcycle logo.
Yeah, you look like a troublemaker.
And then they read it and like, oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah. It's a nerd.
Not a one percenter.
Yes.
Not a
So how you
guy.
guys been? What have you been up to?
Working.
Working, Jeff.
Excellent. Well, that's good to
Man,
know.
keeping me down.
So we're all drawing Black Cat because Joe demanded it be Black Cat.
I said nothing of the sort.
You
wanted
did make
to
one
call me
demand,
an
though,
idiot.
Joe. You
What?
demanded cars be involved.
No. I said I would try to draw a car if I had time. Black cat on cars. So I was doing my
I was
best.
originally going to draw a black cat on top of a jaguar, doing that sort of whole white snake video thing.
Yeah.
Bonnie Catane.
Yeah, but it was too hard. So now I'm doing her sitting, having a martini.
I'm actually going to do her sitting on a Jaguar, but it's going to be a old 60s version.
Excellent.
No, not four-legged. It's a
Dave,
jaguar.
Dave, you seem like you're in a little bit of a mood. Are you going to participate?
How can you tell?
No, by now I'm always in a mood.
Um,
My secret. It's like Bruce Banner. I'm always in a
I'm going to focus on Jeff. 'Cause Jeff's actually drawing.
I've always found Dave to be lovable. I don't know.
Yes.
Like Oscar the Grouch.
Or like a koala bear.
Yeah. Look how small we
Have you
are.
ever seen the claws on a koala bear?
When I went to Australia, I know they were joking, but at first I kind of believed them. They told us to beware of the koala bears because they like to drop down on people. And he told me, my friend said, like, oh, we call them drop bears because if you walk under a tree, they'll just drop on you. And so for the first day, I'm like, oh, is that true? And then I realized my friend was pulling a Dan and fibbing.
Yeah.
An
Seems like
Australian.
all your friends do that to you, Jeff.
Say what?
It seems like all your friends do that to you, so maybe you're just gullible?
Yeah, it
I
could
think
be.
I am. I think I might be. It's
I think
my
my
trust in
favorite-
nature, Joe.
My favorite koala bear factoid is they're so dumb. It's because their brains.
How dumb are they?
Their brains are literally smooth, as opposed to all the wrinkles like smarter animals have. Like they've just inbred and just become so dumb that their brains actually show how dumb they are. I don't know.
Huh.
I believe
Is
it.
that,
I've always heard that koala bears smell like eucalyptus.
Yeah.
I'm sure their shit does.
Am
Have
I
you ever
lying,
done
Dan?
touch the koala bear like zoo tour thing?
Oh yeah, I did that, and so we did that.
Wait a
and
minute. Dave, how are you touching these koala bears?
Yeah,
Oh,
why
no,
are you
I-
touching koala bears?
Well, I'm dissecting them, so
yeah,
Right.
apparently.
I went to when I was in Australia. My friend, after he hoaxed me with the koala bear thing, then took us to a wildlife refuge park, and we got to hang out with koala bears and kangaroos, and we got to hold wombat. It was very fun. Yeah.
What's the bird that like screams like gets laughing?
Kookaburra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, those are outstanding. Did you get one of those?
Dan
I
had
saw
that at
him.
the tip of his. Yeah, you had that at the tip of your tongue, like you've talked to one of them before.
We did. You were with us in San Diego, weren't you? For the Dave, weren't you on that trip
Oh yeah, yeah.
with Kookaburra and Frank Thierry getting
Hey,
laughed
Dave, we're
at?
doing a show. Dave, we're doing a show.
I actually was lucky enough to see one in the wild in Australia.
Oh, cool.
So
You mean the Outback?
in the outback.
So we're drawing Crocodile Dundee today.
That would be fun.
I wish.
That's a great movie.
Was it
I'm
a great
drawing.
movie?
What's that? What's going on?
That's
calling me.
the end of the
I have a
show.
life.
Joe, we're doing
Close the alarm to log out.
Right.
So
So little black cat action.
Yeah.
Dan, can you turn your drawing a little bit more flat to the screen so I can see it? What is all that business in the background?
That's a little bit of business.
Yeah, is that money?
It's all money.
Interesting.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
are
think
they
it's,
dollar bills?
Yeah.
$100 bills.
Yo.
It's a lot of
If it doesn't
Frank.
make dollars, it doesn't make sense.
For just ones? Yeah, no one steals fives or
Not
ones.
anymore. No.
Yeah.
I always used to laugh at the people that would counterfeit ones. You know,
It's just, yeah.
with
It's
the
way more.
notification that dollar bills have been counterfeited, and watch out for those. I'm like, who takes the time to counterfeit a dollar bill?
I don't know. When I worked at the bank before I broke into comics, you'd be surprised at how many people just try and pass off really bad counterfeits.
Really?
Yeah.
Knowingly? Like,
Wow.
I remember
Like the wrong, I mean, they look like the wrong paper, the wrong color. You'd be, I mean, people like. I think what happens is people get them, and then they try and deposit them, knowing that they're counterfeit, hoping that they just slip on through.
Hmm.
I was in high school. The grocery store I worked at, one of my jobs was vending machines, and you would get Xerox copy dollar bills in the
Oh
Coke.
yeah, all the time.
It would take.
Yeah. Is it true that if you try and photo? I always heard that if you try to photocopy currency, that it would recognize something in the bill and turn off. But I never tried it.
No, that's a lie.
Oh, good.
Sounds like an urban myth.
Like crocodiles in the New York sewers.
That's not a myth.
That's for real.
That's 100% for real.
Joe, have you ever flushed a crocodile that you owned?
No, I've flushed a lot of things, but not a crocodile. Like
I always thought that was a myth.
If it was possible to flush a YouTube show.
Oh, yeah. We've done that already. We did it a while ago.
I think we did that a long time ago with this group.
Metaphorically, yes. Let's do that.
Man, we're drawing away here.
Yeah.
It's very
I'm way behind.
productive.
I'm way behind you guys today.
My son is at the door, and he keeps yelling, Amazon delivery.
We'll see what he's got. Maybe it's something.
You should teach him how to do the land shark route.
I should show him the land shark video.
Yeah. So when you guys were drawing Black Cat, I had to had a little debate with myself,
Ooh.
and I lost.
Oh,
But high heels or not high heels?
oh God. That's a good question.
She's generally in those. What do you call them? Like it's a high heel, but it's closed.
No.
No, I don't think that's right. I think your wife's going to smack you for that.
No, it's a high heel wedge. Is that like a?
Not Black Cat. Sorry.
So Black Cat has the high heel, Joe. Is that what you're saying?
No, she does not.
She does not have a high heel.
She's
No.
a flat boot.
All right.
Black boot lady.
I mean,
Not my drawing.
Not on J. Scott Campbell drawings. I'll tell you that. A wedge. Thank
I
you.
mean,
Ted.
what cat do you know? What stray cat do you know that's out there in wedges? Seriously.
So you're saying the wedge is not fancy enough, or is it not functional?
I'm
enough?
saying it's not practical. She's I mean,
She's
think
a
about
functional
it,
lady.
Jeff. She's a burglar.
Now, a lot of
You're-
people don't
Jeff,
realize
use your head. Jeff,
You're right.
enough of this.
You're right. Oh, you know what? I should have won my debate because that was the conversation. I thought, nope, high heels, they're cooler.
Now,
She's so powerful.
Jeff, it's your Black Cat. Do it how you want. Really.
Jeff, you did some research, I hope, on Black Cat before we did this show. And I think you were telling me that Black Cat predates Catwoman, right?
I was certainly not telling you that.
That seems highly inaccurate.
Thought that's what you were telling me.
Do you know what book Black Cat was drawn or created for originally?
Spider-Man.
That is incorrect.
Wait a minute. I'm one of the hosts
Come on,
of
Ben.
Drink and Draw.
Tell us. Was it
Well, I
Daredevil?
was gonna say, no, Spider Woman.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yes. First appearance is in Spider-Man, but she was
Oh.
created for Spider-Woman.
Interesting.
Yeah. At least according to Wikipedia.
Very interesting.
And who's here to challenge Wikipedia? I mean,
Nobody.
Not me.
it's the bastion of information for the 20th century.
It really is.
Joe, are you ready for that to be shared?
Yeah, you can. I just wanted to, prove to Dan that I was doing a car. You know?
Excellent.
Let's do this. Oh, wow. Okay. Classic.
Nice.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be done today. You guys know I got a late start. I had a bunch of stuff that I had to draw today.
Looks like a Jaguar.
It is it's an old 60s Jaguar. So, I started laying in Black Cat here. Hang on, let me darken that a little bit. Just to show the kids the process, right?
I love the process. Oh, very nice.
And by
I had a
kids,
Jaguar.
By the kid, I mean Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, now
Right.
I'm working on her, and I worked out the blacks.
Nice.
I'll add in eventually. Got to put in the mask, and now
Nice.
I'm doing the inks here. So, but it's not going to be done today. I'd like to have it done today, but like everything in Drink and Draw, I never finish. So
I like that pose.
That you do, pervert.
gotta, she'll sit nicely on that car once I, work it all out. So, it's,
I like the grid. I like that you got there the perspective. Nice.
yeah, the nice thing about sketchbook is that it does help with the with circles in the sense that hang on a second, let me find the right layer. So it'll hang on. I guess I need to access that.
I remember, Joe, you showed me early on, like you had this whole perspective grid book that was published.
Yeah.
Various
Don't need
perspective
it anymore.
grids. I went out
Don't
and
need it
bought.
anymore. no need for it anymore because now, again, with programs like Sketchbook, I don't know if you guys can see it. I can't actually even see it. Oh, here we go. So programs like Sketchbook, is this showing up on screen? Hang on.
Yeah.
Let me get rid of some of this stuff. Give me a second. Again, for the kids
have
out there.
those perspective books. But I never.
Did you ever have one, Dave?
I did, but I found pretty quickly that I liked my own grids better. Like they weren't dynamic enough, I guess.
That's true.
I was always looking for like 5-point perspective and warping perspective, and so I just started making them up for myself and keeping them.
I remember one time we were lucky enough at Extreme Studios, Jason Pearson showed up, and he came into my office, and I think he felt sorry for me, and he was basically the only perspective list I've ever gotten in my life, and he talking all about creating like that. What did he call it, Dave? He had like a name for that vanishing point that it would kind of bow out.
Well, warping perspective? I don't know.
Jason had like a really cool name for it, though.
I don't know.
He kept saying it over and over again until it. Of course, that was 20 years ago or more. So.
Are you talking about a banana pan?
No, I'm not talking about a banana pan.
Yeah.
What?
I think it's name, banana pan.
Dan, you're talking about the.
Are you talking about plastic banana pan?
Dan, you talking about the bubble loop perspective?
Yeah, I'm talking about the
Babalu.
classic bubble.
Bubble
perspective.
Bubble loop. But bubble loop is actually pretty great.
We'll just call it the Pearson perspective. How's that?
There you go.
Well,
Perfect.
it was cool, and he taught me a lot. Unlike you guys who hoard all your information, so I can't have it.
Yeah. Dave's like a hermetically sealed secret society with his jazz.
Yeah.
Keep asking me to explain things. I don't know how to use the flowery language enough to explain them. So
Well, hell, I didn't even know a 5-point perspective existed.
Words hard.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing?
I remember the first time I did 5-point perspective. Actually, wait, was it 5 or 6? But I had to use what is it? French curves to create warping lines of perspective.
Yeah, well, that was a Jason technique. So you stole that from Jason, which doesn't surprise me.
Well, we kind of stole everything from each other at Gaijin, so
Not the way he put it.
Isn't that the point of a studio relationship?
That's
I think so.
Yeah. What else are you gonna do?
Hey, Dave, can you show us? Can you demo 5-point perspective? I have no idea what that is.
I would love to see that.
Well, not right this second, but
Oh, never mind then.
We need it.
Tune in next week.
Well,
For
Dave
special
demos.
I'm just going to Google it. It's okay.
well, like I said, if you got your horizon line,
Whoa.
you got a vanishing point on either side of the horizon line,
Right.
and then you have your center vanishing point. So you got that, and then you have a vanishing point above and below. So
When you say above and below, what do you mean?
well, if your horizon line is on the horizon, and you can see left and right, and the lines will curve to each perspective point. Let me do it like that. And then you have up and down perspective point, and they also curve. There you go, 5 points. I don't know how much easier I can explain it.
Could you show that with your hands again? That was interesting.
I'm gonna do it with my mouth. How about that?
I feel like you're Doctor Who trying to explain how the TARDIS works.
Is the mouth another perspective point? Is it mouth another?
It was like
perspective
that
point
scene
or-
from
or-
Ghost
or-
with
or-
the pottery wheel. That was
Yeah, is the mouth a perspective point or a point of view? Which one is it?
Jesus Christ! You fucking guys.
You just explained the Tesseract.
Explain it one more time. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing, though.
And you
Yeah.
wonder why I don't give a shit about explaining it.
But here's the thing I don't understand. It's like, why would you use that? That sounds like a lot of work.
Well, why would you use any kind of warping perspective? It looks cool.
Looks super cool.
I just
One of the first gigs I had on Justice League Unlimited doing backgrounds was I had to draw Scarteris, the inside the Earth, that hollow Earth thing, and I could not figure out how to do that. And so I finally just took a bowl and I drew lines inside the bowl so that I could see what the perspective lines look like.
Wow.
Okay, you lost me.
Dedication.
Yeah. I was
how
getting
about this?
paid.
I was
What kind
doing
of bowl was it?
Salad bowl.
I was doing an interview with Olivia. I was doing an interview with Olivia Coppel, and he had this great Spider-Man cover that has this crazy fisheye perspective.
Uh-huh.
So I asked him, how did he work it out? And he said, "No, I eyeballed it." I'm like, son of a.
Yeah. Well, weren't you saying something like Ramita Jr.?
Only
just
2 points. But look at all his work. It's almost always, if not always, 2-point perspective.
Oh,
He's a master at it. That's why it's like I'll do 2, and sometimes when I start to do 3, I'm like, what am I doing? Seriously, what am I doing?
Well,
You guys know I just hack it out.
yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember your old stuff and used to, fake, warping perspective all the time. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Right, but I'm faking it. I'm saying it's like, it's a lot of work to work it. I honestly don't even know the math. So I admire anybody who could do that stuff. It's just like, 3 is about as far as I'll try to figure it out. Anything more than that, I got to Google it.
Yeah, I've never done more than a 3. And even that's extreme.
Yeah, I mean, I find sometimes, it just makes putting the figure in space also that much harder. You know what I mean?
Right.
And sometimes I think it tends to make, when I was younger and doing a lot of those crazy up shots, down shots and stuff, and I just, in retrospect, I wonder if they were actually any more successful than if I just kept it to a 2.
Well, you know what? We have a perfect way to find out. Let's ask the fans.
Does a multi-perspective vanishing point drawing better than a simpler one? Do fans like it more?
And by fans, we mean the good people of Drink and Draw.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to Google Ramita for a second. Let me see if I can find a cool Ramita one.
Well, I find like if you want to use, say you have a person jumping off a giant tall building or racing at you, like if you want to
really be a hero, because you have to do that if you're a hero.
Yeah, I mean that's sort of, you have to land and create an explosion. You have to be able to punch through. There's things that there are rules.
Yeah,
I find that like it can create a good sense of vertigo if you pull it off.
Yes.
Key is if you can pull it off, Jeff.
That is the key. That's always the key.
Now, what kind? There's ants in that. Does anybody have ants in their place? I got so many ants. You might see like an ant crawling on this drawing.
Hopefully.
How will we know?
Well, we're looking at it right now.
Yeah, but amongst all the dollar bills.
Dollar, dollar, dollar. Yeah, I just said that.
All right, so we have an answer.
Oh, excellent. So what was the question?
About the perspective.
Okay.
Have a little perspective. It says depends on the scene. Sometimes simpler is better. Sometimes you need a dynamic establishing shot.
Thank you, Alex Toth.
So true.
Better? Not necessarily. But a fine multi-point perspective drawing, blah, 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 is so impressive when you see it. I'm having a little bit of tongue issue tonight. You know how that is.
Yeah.
So let's see. There's your 2 answers.
Wait,
All
can I
right.
put this?
That's reasonable.
It depends on the impact you want to bring. So, yeah, and which I would agree with that. I mean, there's some cases where it fits, some characters it fits.
Yeah, like a bent perspective and a real pushed horizon is always cool for like Daredevil jumping off a rooftop.
Or Batman.
See, I don't think it works with Batman. Nightwing, yes, but not Batman.
Do you think it's because of the shape of the cape?
I think it's because of the character.
Mm.
And, 5-point perspective is almost too fancy for Batman. Does that make sense?
I do. It does make sense.
What you're saying when Quesada did it, it was a big failure.
Probably so. I mean, I can't pull it out.
Trying to get the
Hey, there's a reason that the only reason that Ben owns any of my art is because I gifted it to him.
Batman is a more slugfest character to me. Originally not. Sure, he's an acrobatic kind of guy, but
And a detective.
Whereas Nightwing is much more of a finesse of movement acrobat, more Spider-Man, Daredevil type character. Fits the different perspectives better.
As a fan, Ben, do you notice when someone does not understand the deeper context of a character, maybe draw something that's out of character, like Batman doing a move that would not be a Batman move?
Yeah, I mean, there's characters
by the way,
like
I think he rages on the internet.
Yeah.
Superman gets done terribly all the time. I don't think there's a more botched character in comics than Superman.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I think people have more trouble because he's not complicated. And people
drawing Superman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, storytelling. I mean, it's just a character people seem to have a very hard time with because he's not that deep as a character. You know, you're trying to put more onto him.
Wow. You're going to get hot letters.
Yeah, I'm sure I will.
I agree with you though.
He's not as complex, as people want to make him out to be. He's the big blue Boy Scout. That is it. There's not that much more to the personality of the character. Superman's going to do the right thing.
Is he though?
He is,
Yeah,
but he's also
he killed what's his name?
in the movie.
Yeah,
Zod.
he didn't do the right thing.
Yeah, well, that's why people had issues with the movie. But yeah, and like Ted says, no one cares about Superman. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey Dan, I texted you some Ramita JPEGs. I couldn't find the stuff I was looking for, but you'll see there's a few cityscapes there where he uses 2-point. Like I said, uses a lot of 1-point.
I just emailed it to myself so I can put it on the feed.
Hmm?
Oh, nice car, Dave.
Wait, let's see.
Yeah, I went a different direction than a Jaguar.
Wow, that came out so cool.
That is I think one of the most beautiful cars ever made. It's a Toyota 2000 GT.
Nice.
It's what James Bond drove when he went to Japan, and he was too tall for the car to fit into the car. So they literally cut and turned it into a convertible just for. They didn't make a convertible version of it.
James Bond or the actor?
Well, okay, Sean Connery.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's one of the. I mean, I would love to have the car, but I wouldn't be able to fit into it either.
That is a nice design. Did they make a convertible after that, or is that just? Oh,
No, it was a one-off. Yeah,
But it's not a cat-themed car.
I know.
That's right. That's just my bugaboo.
it is the kind of car a cat would drive.
If a cat was
Like a
capable
cool cat like
of
Dave.
saying
Tunes.
Just would drive that car.
Right off a cliff.
Tunes can drive anything. Just not very
Tunes.
well. Tunes.
So you guys,
That's a cool car.
excited
So
about Dune?
Was that?
You guys excited about Dune or not?
I am.
Never been a Dune fan.
I love Dune. I'm excited.
I like it. I don't know that it needed to be done per se. I don't know there was anything wrong with the original. But, there was nothing in the preview that offended me. So that.
Well, that's unusual.
Yeah, I know, isn't it?
Are you a fan of the books also, Ben?
I don't have that kind of time in my life, Jeff.
Yes. I mean, Frank Herbert it's a commitment. There's no doubt about it.
It's like Game of Thrones. People are like, oh, you should read the books. I'm like, yeah, no. Sorry.
Well, I mean, it's the books are great.
I'm sure they are. I do enjoy reading. I have to be realistic in what I undertake. And
Totally. I get that.
I've
Yeah.
read Dune books like several times, and I would pick it up and then put it back down, and finally I soldiered through, and I loved it. It was great. But it took me a few tries years and years ago, because it's just, you have to get used to that writer. He's interesting.
Yeah, Frank Herbert's dense. But also, did you? I've also read the ones written by his son. They're much easier on the brain. They're prequels, and they're still political, but they just don't have the layering that the Herbert books do, or the Frank ones do, the original ones do.
what are the creatures that run the guild that float in the box of spice?
Oh, those are guild pilots. They used to be human.
Okay, so none of those were in the preview.
I mean, you got to also remember it's 2 movies, so.
Yeah, well, the guild pilots show up. They should show up pretty early, but you don't necessarily have to see them.
I mean, I was more thinking about where's Faye, or Fade, I guess his name.
Yeah.
But he might be in the second one.
Or the third one.
No, there's only 2.
Did you guys ever watch that documentary, the Stronowski one?
Yeah.
That's a great documentary.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to watch it on a plane, so it was harder to see all the awesome Mobius. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, the Mobius designs were amazing. It would have been really interesting to see Salvador Dali play the Baron.
It's a great mustache.
He did have that. Guy has a lot of things going, but mostly that mustache.
He can paint pretty good.
Just trademark.
Did you ever go to the Dali Museum, Jeff?
I did not go to the Dali Museum in Florida, but I did see the exhibit when it came to Los Angeles.
I went to the Dali exhibit before.
Yeah.
I went.
You ever seen his Christmas cards?
No.
Are they
Some of the most disturbing religious symbolism you'll ever see.
Ever see him naked? Sorry.
But he was dead at the time. So.
Oh.
Have you ever seen? I don't know if you guys remember this artist, Derek Gross. Remember him from the 80s and 90s?
Yes.
That name sounds familiar.
He used to send out Halloween cards. And he sent one to Joe Phillips one year when we were at Gaijin, and it was a photo. Well, I don't know if I can talk about this on air.
Too late.
Yeah, and you know what? If you're wondering, don't.
Yeah, that's probably a big no.
It's a good rule of thumb.
Let's just say he was creative with his carving of a pumpkin as a useful instrument for self-pleasure, and he took a photo of it,
I've heard of this.
using it,
I
and
heard
sent
of this.
it to Joe, which we were all completely horrified by. And mystified, like, who does that,
And yet,
Derek Gross.
Derek Gross. He lived up to his name.
Oh, weird.
I didn't hear the Joe Illidge part, but I did hear about this Halloween card. Yeah. Yep.
That kind of derailed the conversation.
Right.
Yeah, that was a.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in this evening.
Right. Speaking of Halloween, are your kids? How are you guys doing? You guys have plans? Your kids have costumes? Are you gonna get candy for them and just give it to them in the house?
Well, Dan's
We're
the
just-
only guy with a young kid.
Yeah.
I think all the other.
We're thinking about going to the like the old age homes where people are really vulnerable.
Oh, perfect.
And, yeah, that might be wise.
Yeah,
Hey,
mine.
just let herd mentality take care of everything.
Mine are quite disappointed, but they're not doing anything for Halloween. So they're not happy about it.
You're just a terrible father, Ben.
I am. I'm a tyrant. So it sucks. It's a perfect, setup year for Halloween. Got a, there we go. Is this the Ramita? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Look at that.
Yeah, that's just one, and then there's a couple other there that are two.
God, it's such a scale. It's amazing. Look at that.
That's two.
Yeah.
No, that's actually 3.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, because there's one down, and then
One down.
There's a horizon, and there's a slight arc to them.
Well,
No, it's two guys. It's one on the horizon and one below the horizon.
yeah, I guess
It's
you're
two.
right. Yeah, looking at it now.
Thank
Oh,
you.
now I remember the name Jason came up with it, Dave, and you might recall this. The plumb line.
I don't remember that.
The plumb line would be, in this case, it would be starting from where that explosion is, obviously, and then splaying outwards. So everything has not a fisheye, but it mimics reality a little bit more in that regard.
Those sounds like a lot of work.
Man, God, he's a genius. That's such an amazing cityscape.
Yeah, and he's a great guy too. Just one of my favorite people.
It's brilliant.
Maybe we should have him on as a guest at some point.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
He's not that nice a guy.
Right. Dave, I remember you did some really great backgrounds for that G.I. Joe. Was it Resolute?
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
what?
Then I found drugs.
Yeah.
It all fell apart.
Stunning.
Yeah, it's funny now. Everybody in animation. I mean, they all use SketchUp. Like nobody does it by hand anymore, which I wish I had. Would have made my life a million times easier. And it makes sense because, if the director goes, I'd really like that background to be at this angle, you can just go boop, hit a button. Whereas
I did a
it does make a sound.
about I want to say it was about 8 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I did an ad campaign for Renault. It was a European ad campaign.
Renault?
And it was 3 different styles of vans, and I could tell. You guys know when there's a freelance job coming, and you just know this thing is going to be chock-a-block with corrections because they want a comic book style, but they really don't know what they want. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be an idiot here. So I contacted. If you're into SketchUp, there's a company called Form Fonts, and they some really well built SketchUp models that it's just like a subscription service, right? So you pay it's a really inexpensive monthly fee, and you can download like 30 models a day if you need it. So I had them build the vans because this way when they ask me to redraw and turn it a little bit, they can't say that's not the car, you're not getting it right. It turned out to be one of the best decisions I ever made because man, oh man, there were so many, can you turn it this way? And they're the client, so they're completely entitled to that. But I just the idea of having to redraw that car over and over again was mind numbing.
So you cheated.
Absolutely.
He used 100%.
100% cheated on that one. Wally Wood was smiling somewhere.
Yeah. I did a sci-fi thing a few years ago.
You know who else was smiling, Dave? My accountant.
Yeah.
Nice. Does he use a SketchUp program?
Yes.
What was that? What was that, Dave?
I said, did he use a SketchUp program to do?
No.
Good old Ernie.
Ah. How do you know he's my accountant?
Well,
Because he's everybody's accountant.
yeah. Ever since Texiera introduced me, I was sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once a comic book account, once you hear about a guy who does it right, that guy's name gets out.
Yeah. My God, I've known Ernie. Ernie was since I've been in comics.
Yeah.
My first account.
Yeah. Totally.
No, he's the best. He's the best one.
He's all right. That's a good guy. He's gonna retire soon. Keeps threatening.
Yeah.
I actually use Jim McLaughlin's wife.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah?
Jeez.
That's a pretty bold statement there, Dave.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
So Joe, I see. So you threw in the gray layer for the leather, and you threw it the highlights. Like, do you have a system for that? I never feel like I can do leather well.
Trial and error, dude. Seriously. I see
All
some
right.
people like Chris Pacello that just boom, boom, boom. They just like lay in the highlights, and I'm like, I can't do that. So yeah, I'm just pecking away at this stuff.
Wow, that looks pretty cool, Joe.
Eventually you'll get there. But like this is all messed up right in here. That's all wrong. I just I'm trying to figure out how to separate the one leg from the other. So it might just be fine to just leave it black.
Is that a beer right here? Who's drinking that?
What? Ross?
Which
It is
Johnson
drinking,
says,
Ross.
Oh,
"Get off." That sounds delicious.
so I often wonder at times like these if people watching are as bored with you guys as I am.
Well, we have had a couple of
Probably.
questions about when we're bringing back guests, so that could clear.
That's subtle. That's very subtle.
That's a
I like
polite way of them saying.
Yeah.
Very.
We've had just about enough of your shenanigans.
Our true friend Ted, though, he says guests are cool, but I prefer the episodes where it's just the OGs.
Oh, I like that.
There you go.
By the way, how'd they like just the Jeff and Dan episode?
They did. They actually. We got a lot of positive.
I'm asking the fans. I'm not asking Jeff and Dan.
None of them watched
Because
it.
Jeff and Dan have a particular perspective on life that may not be what the rest of the world thinks.
I'm sure. 100% sure that's true.
Jeff and Dan need like an 80s sitcom jingle for their song.
Yeah.
I would like to repurpose the old bosom buddy sound. I think that
Wayne
would work.
says we need more Sprite.
Oh God, yeah, never enough. I actually am planning a series of drawings where Sprite wanders the timeline.
Sure. A lot of people want that. I'm sure.
There are some hardcore Sprite fans out there.
Yeah, Dan.
You, Jeff.
Jeff is down, that's for sure.
I love a
Ken
challenge.
would like to see Dave doing more drawing demonstration with his hands.
Yeah.
I think we all would. Every single one of us.
So that's Dave taught us how to do perspective with his hands. I would love if Dave taught us how to make an omelet. Perhaps change a spark plug.
I tell you what, I'm going to start an OnlyFans page.
Oh dear God!
See my hands making things.
Yeah, you would be really good at making shadow puppets on the wall.
Yeah. You would, Dave. You demonstrated that perfectly.
Are you a puppet master?
He's a master of puppets.
Master of something.
So
It should
it
be a
sounds
legitimate form of entertainment, by the way. Shadow puppets.
legitimate.
Well, accepted. Yeah.
A lot of things used to be accepted, Jeff.
It's true.
Come down in the basement for these popsicles.
Oh, goodness gracious.
What the hell? What is going on?
We're drawing a black cat.
What are you
drinking?
What are you drinking, Ben?
I am drinking Corona
Nice.
I am
because
drinking.
why not?
Here we go.
Well, hold
Well,
on.
I think the most important question is how long have you been drinking, Ben?
I kicked Dan
His
off.
whole life.
No, I mean today.
No, this is only my second beer.
There. This is what I'm drinking. Some Le Frog.
Nobody cares, Dan. Nobody asked you. Wait till you're asked.
Ben kind of asked me, sort
You
of.
know, you always have to interject yourself. We talked about this over time.
I know.
It's always upside down, backwards.
Dan, can you move your hand? I want to see that little black. It's looking good.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's coming out all right. That's a little bit of all right, Dan.
It's okay.
He's always showing off. He starts with stuff like early in the day.
I started
true.
weeks ago, and then I pretend when we're all chatting, I'm like, "What should we draw, guys?"
Well, you definitely geared that conversation to Black Cat. It was masterful, I gotta say.
Well, the alternatives weren't so good.
What was it? I like,
What were
remember
we-
the,
wait, what were we thinking about? I forgot.
Warcock.
It was Puck from Alpha Flight.
I didn't see that one.
I'd do that one.
5-point
We should-
perspective Batman.
Oh, God, yeah, we should definitely do perspective games. We should do Elric.
Ooh,
What?
yeah,
You
You
know,
like
Dan
Elric?
has a closet of those ready to go, though.
yeah. I'm already ready with that one.
You got tons of those on tap.
Yeah, I may miss that episode.
Are you not an Elric fan?
No. Yeah.
You don't do the swords and sorcery stuff?
Conan's my I like Conan, but when you get a little too elven, I don't know, kind of lose me. Look, I have some trauma with elves.
Who hasn't?
It's always
Yeah.
been called with elves.
Well, they're mischievous.
Yeah,
Yeah. Point of years.
we have a support group. It's it's
Jeff
more
at
common
one
than you
point
think.
wanted us to call him Elron.
I still do.
Hubbard?
The Lord of the Rings reference there, but
So who here has played D&D?
I have.
Who
Yeah.
will admit that they played D&D?
I only played it once when actually the creator of D&D came to
Oh.
Marvel because they were pitching a D&D thing that ended up not working or not happening or whatever, like a lot of deals sometimes do.
So
But-
Gary
so-
Gygax.
What was that?
So Gary Gygax, you played with.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess that's who it was.
Ah,
Well, no, I just don't,
Some
jelly.
Either that or they were lying to me, one or the other,
Yeah.
But it was, but so they brought in this sample of this Marvel version of D&D, and I never played, and so I really didn't want to go, and Bill Jennings, who was our publisher, said, "No, you got to go. You got to go. These people came here." I'm like, "Okay, I'm coming." So I went down there, and played, and actually kicked ass.
You played competitive
And,
D&D.
Well, they were like, "You've never played before?" I'm like, "No, but this seems pretty logical. What needs to be done here?" So, anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'm actually a D&D savant,
It's possible.
but I'm not willing to go down that rabbit hole and to find out how truly good I am, Dan. But Dan, you play it over Zoom, don't you?
I play it on Zoom, and I love it.
You play more than
Dick, can you
did,
tell us a little bit
don't
about your character?
I have a great character.
Well, that's right. You even drew a character, right? You
Yes.
designed a character. Wow.
He's a bit of a liar and a bad person.
It's kind of like Dan.
Yeah.
You got to play what you know.
What's going on with those kids at your house there, Dan?
We're not social distancing. There's about 12 kids here
Sounds
coughing
like-
on each other.
Well, that'll help the herd mentality.
No, he's probably Zooming with another kid is what's happening.
You think?
But he has my kid is
Or a 35-year-old.
Yeah,
He's zooming with Dave, and Dave's making his hand gestures.
yeah. Trying to find my D&D character here.
Nobody wants to see it then, really.
Yeah, they do.
It's not that.
We've
Don't
seen
worry.
it.
See if the fans want to see that.
They've seen it.
Oh,
It's happened.
oh,
It's redundant.
fine.
But we're done here. Who brought up D&D? Who did this?
Jeff.
Jeff, why did you do that?
Sorry. You know, there were certain topics that are off the table, right? D&D, cocoa butter, something or other, right?
Coke and baby oil.
Oh,
All
that's
right, Dan, they want to see your father Jasper.
You want to see Father
Preacher.
Jasper's? All right, if I'm forced.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you gonna put on the costume?
Has Father Jasper forced you at some point?
That's where he got his first popsicle in the basement. Yes. There you go. Look at
Kentucky.
Oh, it's chaos. Total pandemonium at the Panosian house.
It usually is.
The Father Jasper's is a
No one cares. It's okay.
he's a thief masquerading as a monk
He's a reprobate.
or a cleric rather, and
Really, nobody cares.
hold on, our sponsor wants a word with you.
Speed Wolf cares.
Really need a soundbite with that thing.
And I have a serious question. This is I would like
The
you to
last
answer-
serious, Jeff, the last serious question you asked was about D&D. So
Well, this is a serious question. Dan, since you're playing on Zoom and there's no one there to watch you roll, are you honest or do you sometimes fudge your numbers?
What do you think, Jeff?
I think that you're completely dishonest and that you say you hit a 20 when you got a 1.
Well, I'm glad I'm not playing the game with you.
Yeah, because you're a cheater. You're a cheater, Dan, and I want everyone to know it.
So
As if
you
people weren't figuring that out.
real dice. You actually roll real dice.
Well, Jeff, here's what I do. I oftentimes will say, like, I'll give it, like, a lot of times I want my character to fail because I want to destroy, I want the group to not be happy and be destroyed.
Of course.
So,
It's a common D&D tactic.
Dan's a D&D nihilist.
That's the equivalent of a Leroy Jenkins when he's
sounds like
playing.
I think he's just a D&D asshole.
It's just an asshole, whether or not it's.
Not even D&D, just in general, just an asshole.
Dan will rush into something, completely screwing everybody's game up, and just screams out, "Dan Panosian!"
maybe.
Can't imagine such a thing happening.
So I don't even think Dan rolls the dice. I think he
No,
pretends.
I'll make it up. Like, sometimes I'll make it up. I'll go, you know what? This is a fantasy game. I'm going to say my character had this.
Now, does that same sort of lackadaisical attitude towards the rules apply to other games you play?
Probably, Jeff. Probably.
Like, are you the kind of person that would cheat at, say, Clue or Monopoly or any other family fun game?
Yes, I would definitely cheat at those.
Bastard.
Yeah. Definitely
You don't
cheating.
respect the integrity of sport. It's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I would never play golf with Dan.
No.
Well,
God,
golf is designed for cheating. I mean,
You're supposed to cheat at golf.
if you're not cheating at golf, you're not trying. That's
Yes, that's true. I mean, that makes perfect sense. All right.
Well, you guys are fooling around. I've already gone full pencil rendering.
What are you talking about?
we're watching Joe's leather.
I don't even know what I'm talking about, honestly.
I have to say that leather is a revelation. Look at that.
What?
I like what Joe's doing with the leather. I'm going to study that later.
I should send you a few Judas Priest albums.
Yeah, sure. If you think that'll help.
Covers will help.
I know back at Gaijin there was a magazine called Skin 2, and it was just filled with, that fetishy leather stuff and patent and shiny, leather, and I know we all had them for reference for costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Good photography.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where Adam learned his wet latex techniques?
I think it's where we all learned it. I don't know who first brought in a copy of it, but we started looking for them after that, going down to the newsstands and stuff.
I bet that's hard to find anyway.
What's the name of this magazine?
I didn't hear you.
What's the name of the magazine, Dave?
Skin 2.
Skin 2. All right.
I don't know if I don't know if they publish them anymore, but they were like really high quality, like European style magazines.
Right.
Like a good spine, and the paper quality was like Japanese level.
So it was wipeable. What you're saying?
Yeah.
Stick together.
That's what I always look for in a magazine.
Oh boy.
But yeah, if you can find them, man, those are really good for any kind of costumes like Black Cat.
All right.
Can't beat it.
We can.
Leave it up to
You
the
can find anything like that on the internet.
Speaking of golf, while it's on the tee, this episode's had a lot of devolution in it.
Well, gentlemen, it is almost an hour. Shall we?
Yes.
almost. It is an hour.
Yes.
Yeah, we got 3 minutes left. Let's see if we
Why
can.
is one so insistent?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do some lettering on mine later, but I'll wait till after.
So the fans can find it on your Twitter or Instagram.
Yeah. I probably won't be able to finish it till sometime tomorrow, but I got to finish up.
Dan's gonna post this with full colors in like 30 seconds. Right
Yeah.
off the air.
I'm waiting for him to whip out the yellow marker to really ruin it.
I was thinking about it.
I think Yellow Marker might be retired. I haven't seen it for a while.
I know. It's the kind of thing that you have once in a lifetime.
I really like the way you went with this, Dave. It was a nice take.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
gaffer.
originally, I was like, should I do the Ed Roth thing? But it's not the kind of car that lends itself to a big V8 and giant tires. It's kind of ruins the look of the car. So
Yeah.
It's Ed Roth light.
Rothian.
It's Rothian. So.
Well, Jeff, what would you say your takeaway is from this episode? Like, what have you learned?
Well, I've learned a little bit about drawing leather from Joe, which I will be stealing and practicing later.
Okay.
I've learned that Dave has very eclectic taste in magazines, and
Got me through the 90s, Jeff.
yeah, before the internet, we all had to be a little bit.
Yeah, you couldn't. Yeah, it's not like you had to go to where you could find reference like that. Right?
Yeah.
Not exactly commonplace back then.
No, you had to spread far and wide, and then Dan, I think's a cheater. I think that's
What?
Yeah, that's the big
You
thing.
get a lot of hate, Jeff.
yes,
A lot of hate.
Yeah.
The Yellow Marker, though, I'm going to use it at any time.
All right, Jeff. If you're really interested in Skin 2, you can get them on eBay, but they're not cheap.
Did you just put your
Dave,
collection up for
collection.
sale, or?
Well, I'm looking right now.
Dave,
so-
what are you selling them for?
Yeah.
Basically,
what are you
Dave.
looking for, Dave?
Unfortunately, I
Slightly used.
got rid of so much stuff every time I moved, so that was one of the casualties. I kind of wish
that's
I'd
a bummer.
kept them now because they're
Yeah,
going
you can make a mint off Jeff.
yeah.
desperate.
Next week,
I'm
just talk about
desperate over
another
here.
like, secret method of yours, and then see if Jeff will bite.
I'm like, I listen. I still believe Dan tells me the truth, even though years of experience has taught me that that's not what's happening.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, actually, hey Jeff, I found there's some on here for under $10.
Oh, good. All right. Cool.
All right.
Hey, good
So,
times.
anything
You've
else
learned-
anyone wants to plug? Anybody got anything going on they want to throw out there? What's coming out into comic stores next week, Dan?
Oh my gosh, good point. Unkindness of Ravens. You got to pick that up.
Wow.
I'm writing it. I'm drawing a part of it, and Mariana Ignazzi is doing the majority of the interiors. We got a great colorist, Fabiana Mascalo.
Yeah, that's
Is it any good, Dan?
good. Good.
Is it any
I
good?
like it,
You know what? You guys can do a review next week. I'll be your special guest.
Well, somebody would have
Oh.
to
That
have
sounds like
copies of it.
How about I'm the guest? People want a guest? How about me?
Why don't we get her on?
Oh boy.
I'd love
anybody
to
else?
review it. I'd love to review it if somebody gave me a copy of it, but
Yeah. I sent Joe a copy. He sent it
I
back.
didn't.
He can't stop being an editor, so he sent me his notes. And I sent him 22 pages of script, and he sent me back 24 pages of notes.
I
Jesus.
gave you.
What is
By
he
the way,
else?
By the way,
That
just so
seems
you
like-
know, I don't give anybody notes unless they ask for it.
I did ask for it like a damn fool.
Not on the story, you didn't. You didn't on the story. You did on that one.
Oh,
that one
I didn't know the story?
No, you didn't ask me.
Oh,
No.
boy.
I
I'm
didn't,
nervous.
give you, I didn't give you the editor's perspective on it.
we
Sorry.
had to beg for you to share the files with us.
Joe did like the artwork he conveyed to me,
I thought it was good.
just not the sections I did.
Yeah. That I critiqued because you asked.
All right, gentlemen, it's been great to see you.
I'm done. I finished mine. Dave finished his.
Thank you.
Let's see yours.
Why don't we see yours right side up, Dan?
Oh,
If you want to actually show it to the adoring audience here. Yeah, look at that.
looky.
Came out
Very
pretty nice. Pretty nice. All right, that's enough.
All right.
All right. Well, yeah. It's been fun.
Should we do, you know what a band probably
enjoyed it?
want right now? It's a countdown. What do you think?
Countdown to the end.
Is this the NFL draft? All
Oh,
right.
you're still live.
No, I know we're still live.
All right, gentlemen, it's been a privilege, not so much an honor.
Oh, no, you're here every week.
Not so much a privilege either.
It's been a joy to share this hour with you guys.
Yeah.
I'll see